What's up everyone, today I have another versus video for you, the upgrade predator from the Predator and the PredAlien from AVP Requiem, who will come out on top in the showdown of the hybrids. First up, in the red corner, we have the upgrade predator, also known as the assassin or ultimate predator. A hybridised Yautja who had taken the DNA of his prey, the deadliest creatures across the universe, and used it to genetically modify himself, giving himself even more powerful abilities. Upgrade Predator stands at 11 feet, or over 3 meters in height, and is incredibly strong, able to lift a regular predator like it was nothing, and was seen to kill one by a single punch to the face. To complement his superior strength, he also has digitigrade legs instead of plantigrade. This means that his feet balance on the toes instead of the soles, making him faster and more agile. The upgrade predator's abilities are not only limited to offence, however, as he has an organic armour plating that he can activate as a bodily function, being able to harden his own skin. And as far as technology, equipment and weaponry goes, he has a single wrist blade, an arm-mounted plasma caster, also known as an energy flechette, and cloaking device. Unlike regular predators, Upgrade has no need for a biomask, as he instead has the technology implanted into him, granting him all the vision modes and a heads-up display a biomask would normally provide. And in the blue corner, we have the PredAlien. A xenomorph born from an impregnated predator, the PredAlien is larger and stronger than the human-born drones and warriors. They stand roughly 9 feet tall and possess inherited traits from their host, such as the predator mandibles, dreadlocks, and sometimes behavioural traits like flaying and ripping out their victims' skulls. The one seen in AVPR was seen to have the ability to directly inject embryos into female hosts, bypassing both the egg and facehugger stages to quickly bolster their numbers. This ability to reproduce means that this individual was likely a developing queen. This stage is known as a praetorian. For offence, the PredAlien has sharp claws, an inner jaw, and a large blade at the end of its tail, and for protection it has a hard exoskeleton, and should anything be able to penetrate that, then it has acidic blood which will drench the attacker, quickly maiming or killing them outright. The upgrade predator is midway through carrying out his mission to locate a traitor from his clan when he happens upon the PredAlien. It instantly detects the predator and moves towards him. The upgrade predator, knowing what he's up against, rather than shooting it and risking getting hit with its blood, he activates his armour and stands his ground. When the PredAlien is within grasping distance, it reaches out to grab hold of the predator, but the assassin grabs hold of its wrists before it can do so. It tries to force its way in closer, but the predator is too heavy and doesn't budge. Upgrade turns his body sideways and throws the xenomorph off its feet. The alien quickly rises back to its feet and whips its tail at the predator, but his armour is fully hardened and it does no damage. Being very familiar with xenomorphs, Upgrade knows he can't puncture the creature or he'd risk its blood splashing him, which would eat through his armour. The PredAlien lunges at the Yautja, but he catches it mid-jump with his hand around its throat, keeping the beast at arm's length. It claws at his forearm, but doesn't penetrate his rock-hard armour. Upgrade reaches around with his free arm and grabs the back of its head, and with one swift motion, he snaps the alien's neck. The PredAlien's body goes limp and it collapses to the ground. Upgrade Predator has won the fight. So it looks like the upgrade predator pretty much outmatched the PredAlien in all aspects. He was larger, stronger, and well protected thanks to his genetic enhancements, and far more intelligent as well, being able to fully study and understand his enemy before he even met it, unlike his less sentient, more animalistic opponent. Thanks to his armour, he would be almost impenetrable, unless the alien could attack with its inner jaw, but being larger, the upgrade predator was able to keep it away from himself. And then the reason why we know the upgrade predator would be stronger than the PredAlien is that with both these characters in each of their movies, we saw them both fight a regular predator, and while the PredAlien was shown to be stronger than the wolf predator, he still managed to give it a run for its money and got in a few good blows, ending in their fight being a tie. However, when the upgrade predator fought the fugitive predator, he was way stronger than him and picked him up and threw him on that car like a ragdoll and punched in his face and killed him with only one hit. So this gives a good side-by-side comparison how strong the upgrade and PredAlien are next to each other. Shane Black, the director of The Predator, described the upgrade predator in his own words as being roided out and a cheater, meaning this predator isn't concerned about giving his opponents a fair fight. I hope you enjoyed the video, and make sure to let me know in the comments who you think would win the fight. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you next time.